With that camera, bro. Yeah, man.
It's a calculated risk.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
First day of Adobe MAX is done. I've had a lot of fun just going around, having a look at everything there, and now I'm back at my hotel, and I've got a really cool view actually out over the beach just there, but it is completely blown out, you know. I thought it'd be interesting just to walk through the build I'm just about to put together for the PYXIS, and then I'm going to go out, and if I'm feeling confident and comfortable, I'm going to get my skates on and I'm going to skate around a little bit with it and just see how it feels as a kind of top mount old sort of skate cam like that. It's a little bit of a different use for it, and it is more niche perhaps than a lot of people will have a need for, but hey, that's what I'm going to be doing, and it's fun to skate around in places like this. So yeah, if the roads look okay, that's what I'm going to try. To begin with then, I've got all of the same little small rig bits that you may have seen in some of my other videos, but I have pared everything down considerably. So where before I was going for a rig that would be suitable for going out and filming the entire day and trying to make sure that I was set up and ready and not having to constantly change batteries, and also being able to power other things on the camera as well, that was suitable in that scenario. It wasn't a vanity rig. I know we do see a lot of that where people just rig for the sake of it, and you know, I knock it a little bit, but it is fun basically playing with expensive adult Lego. But when I try to build a rig, I'm building it as someone who's going to film with it and try to do a job with it. And today, that job is having fun a little bit more, so I'm indulging and just messing around. To begin with then, I have my little NAT Rail mounted at the back of the setup today. And the reason that is at the back just there is because I'm actually putting this little 19mm rod on the front for the EVF. Now I'm not mounting that currently, but I don't want to constantly take it on and off and on and off because the screw feels like it might shear a little bit on that. It's not the most expensive rig bit that I'm using. It's not genuine small rig or anything like that. So yeah, just one that I could pick up and mount the EVF with. So on goes the top handle backwards with the NAT Rail mounted just part way down the top plate just there. Next up, I've got the side handle. Now, I might not use this too much when I'm actually filming for the kind of things that I'm going to be doing here, but I do like having just another point of contact to be able to handle the camera when I'm out and about. So that handle, really basic. It's just got an Arri locking pin 3/8 on there, and it also actually has a little spring mount. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but there's a little spring mount just there to take it to a 1/4-20 if you have a need for that. But because we're going onto the side of the PYXIS here, and the PYXIS on the side has those Arri 3/8 and the locking pins, that's what I'm going to go to. Sorry, Andy, I'm going to place that onto Andy Warhol just here for a moment. You know, it's a slightly nice room when they have like coffee table books for you to just sit. All that time that you have in the hotel, you know, just to sit around in your room and look at coffee table books and chat with, I don't know, 4 people on all the couches that I've got in here. I don't know, you have to be a certain kind of person to get into entertaining your hotel room. Maybe the kind of person who asks for 2 keys, not just 1. Next up, I'm going to, on the little rod rail mount block just on the bottom just there, I'm going to mount some 15mm rods. These aren't actually to put anything to, so I guess you could say in that respect they are going to be a little bit of a vanity piece. And the reason that I like them there is twofold. One is just to have a point of contact to grab hold of. So for example, if I'm holding onto the camera, having my hand just there so that I can, you know, tuck it into my shoulder and really grip it and not have to rely on having my hand on the lens or something, and then I've got my thumb just there. I like that position. And also, it protects the camera a little bit and the lens a little bit at the front. So with what I'm going to be trying to do in a moment, which is take this out and have a little skate, that actually becomes a little bit more relevant, because if I do have a spill, then by having that rail block on there, I'm going to protect the lens and the mount of the camera just a little bit more than would normally be the case if I didn't have those on the bottom just there. So they are going to give me just that little bit of peace of mind that if I scuff the front of the camera down onto the ground, or if I knock it on something, I've just got something to stop me shearing the lens mount or damaging the lens too much. It still wouldn't be ideal, but that's the theory. Yeah, and obviously additionally, just something to hold on to is always nice. Next up, battery solutions. On the BPU batteries for this, I'm not on the big V mounts, and that is nice because it means that the rig stays a little bit more compact. It just gets a little bit heavier if you have everything mounted at the back with a V mount. It pushes the weight a tiny bit further back. They tend to be bigger and heavier because they tend to be higher capacity, and additionally you have the mount that they need to go on as well, so it just all adds up. But the BPUs straight in the back, power the camera directly, that's fine. Also, that rail at the back is going to protect that BPU from getting knocked or dented, so yeah, another reason to have it on. For monitoring, I am on this. Really, it's more for framing than anything. I'm not going to be pulling focus or anything like that, so it's just a fairly standard monitor. It's a Feel World model, nothing particularly high-end or special within their lineup. It is just a very standard Feel World monitor, and that will go onto this little cold shoe mount just here. I've actually stolen one of the Axoon transmitters that I've got there. They've got these little cold shoe to quarter 20 mounts, so I've just stolen one of those, and that works great. It means I can position the monitor, I can see it from the top, I can position it back if I'm shooting there, so it gives me a few options. And that, additionally, having this handle mounted backwards means that I have access to this cold shoe going down, which to me feels like the more positive position to put it in for this kind of arrangement. On the front of it just here, it actually just goes forwards and back, so I feel like I could knock that off a little bit more easily with what I'm going to be doing. Mustn't forget to put my little tool in the bottom just there, because if I have that on me, then I'll be able to make some adjustments if I need to. So a little Allen key. I do like that small rig include those kind of little touches, you know, little Allen keys, little screwdriver kind of things that slot in and stay in place with magnets to make sure that you always have something on hand, because you always need to adjust something. Now, I've got, for the monitoring, for the HDMI, a really cheap HDMI to USB-C dongle. This is kind of the cheapest one I could find that I could buy quickly on Amazon. Tested it, it works. How long it lasts and how durable it is, I cannot attest to. And you can get direct USB-C to HDMI cables, but I could not find one that wasn't more than 1 meter long, and that in this scenario would not be ideal. So instead I opted for the adapter and my short HDMI cable that I've already got. I will explore this further and try and find just a direct HDMI to USB-C, ideally right angled if I can, and then yeah, just make this that little bit more fine-tuned. I also do want to get some kind of little hook and loop or something to attach that to the top just there so it doesn't shake around, because I really don't like having loose bits on my rig. But for now, that will do. Just plug that into the front, and then the HDMI cable plugs in to there, and then this I will wind around or something and take up into the monitor. HDMI in, just there. So the whole thing then is set up, ready to go. I just need an MPF battery on the back of the monitor, and then we'll all be good. Top handle wise, what I do like to do is just once everything's built and on, and obviously I've got the battery on there as well, just hold it in my hand and just with the camera on, kind of point it at something that I know is straight, like a door frame or a wall, and just see where, one, the camera wants to fall. So do I need to move the handle front or back, or can I get into a good position to hold it so it's not constantly wanting to point down at the floor or all the way to the sky? So I've got a little bit of control over where the camera actually ultimately will be pointing. And then also side to side, because you don't want to have it on a Dutch angle all the time when you don't want a Dutch angle. So just making sure, and then you can trim it effectively just by moving the whole monitor and top handle arrangement to the side, lock it back down, and just check again. I'm imagining that because this rig is arranged with a side handle on, everything will be biased a little bit to that side, so I'll need to compensate by moving the handle to that side so that it balances off. But that's feeling pretty good at the moment. I'm going to take it out, going to test it out, It's not going to be high cinema, it's just going to be me messing around and seeing what I can do without a gimbal, without a super wide lens, without any stabilization other than a handle and me on my skates. Let's give it a go. So I had a wicked evening at the press kind of evening do after the first day at Adobe MAX. Now I am just skating back to my hotel. I've got the PYXIS down there just so I can get some evening shots as I'm going. Don't know if the opportunity will arise, but just got to remember to stay on the right side of the road. We'll see if I manage it. It's quicker than taking them off.